G'day everyone, James Greenshields here from the Resilient Leaders Foundation. It's real with empathy in my heart and love and compassion that I do this video today. I want to talk to you because I've just got off the phone doing our harmonic leadership section and the events in Christchurch came up. I have deliberately not listened to mainstream media about what happened in Christchurch. For me, enough is knowing that people were hurt, lost their lives, and that families will be affected. Not only families will be affected, but there'll be a massive ripple effect. Now, what happens with ripple effects is they are determined by the impulse that starts them. The thing is, we can change that impulse. What do I mean? Aotearoa, you're an amazing place. You're an epicenter of so much for this world. And you have incredible people. For crying out loud, you're a warrior nation. Why people want to stuff with a warrior nation, I don't know why. But the big thing is, if we react, warriors never react. Warriors never act in emotion. Warriors act from emotion. They never act in anger because they're caught off balance, and they therefore will be vulnerable, and collateral damage will occur, often to those that we love. A warrior acts from a balanced place, acknowledging the emotion that they've felt, reading the message that it's come, and then acting from accordance to that. Anger is telling us that our personal boundaries have been violated, or our expectations in the situation in the world needs to change. It is calling for change. It is natural that in times like this, in crises like this, that people will feel angry. But to act in emotion is inappropriate. It will result in an inappropriate expression of that behaviour, and that is why that emotion is called negative, because people don't necessarily understand that they need to let go of the emotion and then bring consciousness into it and act from there. Great example is the Maori themselves. Warriors like through and through, and they had a tradition of old where when they would fight and kill their dead, they would breathe the last breath of their dead in as they was expelled from their enemy. Now, the elders of the village knew that energy was not to be brought back into the village. That was the battlefield energy. So they would meet them, and a haka would ensue, and women in song, which would be surrounding this whole place, would meet and honour these war veterans, these warriors, and they would bring them generally to a place of purification resulting in water, and generally waterfalls, and they would be cleansed, and that energy would be honoured and let go of, and then and only then would they be brought back into the village, because that energy does not belong in the village. The energy of fight doesn't belong at home. It belongs out there, and then celebration would occur from in here. We've got to act from a place of empathy, not sympathy. Empathy means that I will stand in a place of love and compassion for my brothers and sisters. And I will know that people will need time to settle. As leaders, we need to remember that if we act in sympathy, which makes that emotion my own, I will be off balance and I'll act in emotion, not from it. Therefore, it will result in collateral damage. It will not have harmonic or sustainable change. We need more people now to turn off the 6 o'clock news. They are deliberately provoking the situation. It's what they do. I was trained by the military in a thing called information operations, which is how to get into the enemy's mind. And they sat there, the media sat there and said, give me conflict, give me emotion, give it to me by 10 a.m, I will find it myself. You know this. So turn off the media and just be with each other. If you have people over there in New Zealand, text them, ring them. Actually get in touch with them. Find out how they're feeling, because that's ground truth. Be there for them. If they need stuff, then be there for them. That's ground truth, and that's being proactive, not reactive. Harmonic leaders come from a place of compassion and love. These are the things that we as a community need to bind us even more together. Now, many of us can take lessons from the turbulence and trauma that has been around Christchurch. We can say, what's my lesson in here? Why am I feeling so angry? And generally there'll be a social justice mechanism in there, a social justice bent. So ask yourself, where in your life right now can you use that energy to read and create change in a harmonic, compassionate way? It possibly could be in your family. Possibly there is trauma in your family which has been unresolved, unspoken. White elephants have just been allowed to breed left, right and centre. It's time to stop that. It's time to put that aside and time to actually heal the wounds, bring people together. Times of trauma need us to bond together, to allow that emotion to flow where it needs to flow, back to where it can do the greatest good. And then we sit, and from that flowing, we'll get our lesson. That is the point of forgiveness of self. So as harmonic leaders, be empathetic, not sympathetic. Own your own emotion, not other people's. Turn off the 6 o'clock news. Don't go into sensationalist stuff, which is designed to wrap you up and send you in a certain direction. Come from a place of balance. Send Aotearoa and everyone on there and affected love and compassion. And know we're beyond and above this. Much love.